Good evening, friends, and happy Tuesday. We are switching it up this week. It is, guys, it's getting real this week, okay? We are having a long weekend here in Canada, and so I'm going to be away for the week, which means also that I've got a shortened work week. And basically today I was like, I have zero time to do my nails and hang out with my nail friends on Wednesday while getting ready for this weekend and trying to get as much work as I need to done in a shortened week. So that's why we're jumping on right now, because I really didn't want to go a week without you guys. So we're going to do it tonight. Heather, I know. Did you not get my email? I sent out an email. Yeah, so with the shortened week and with work being just as crazy as ever, this was the only time I was going to be able to get on here and do nails. So that is why we are rescheduling. We are not changing our normal Wednesday schedule, but this week I felt like it was better to switch it up than to have to cancel tomorrow, because a week without you guys makes my heart sad. So we're going to do a lot of things like slightly different tonight. As you can tell, I am like in a state right now. You are getting like real raw post-yoga Kayla right now. We are not polished this evening, friends, okay? We're just real. We're just hanging out tonight. Also, I didn't feel like doing tips today. It's been crazy, and I just didn't have the patience, and I was like, you know what? My natural nails are starting to grow, so we're going to rock the shorties. We're going to dip those tonight. I'm not doing anything crazy, no crazy designs tonight. We're going to keep it simple with a one color mani. However, we are going to use my very, very, very favorite summer color, which I feel deserves its own manicure because it is so beautiful. So we're just going to focus on dipping these shorties, making them look good for the weekend, and rocking none other than Flamingo by Revel Nail, which is like, I feel like if you go an entire summer without a Flamingo manicure, it's a summer wasted. You know, I freaking love this color. It is like, it's gorgeous. It's got little flaky, glittery flakes in it. It is just absolutely stunning. I love it. So thank you, Chelsea. I'm glad you're here. Hello, Smudge. Jaina is here. Heather, you gotta check your email. I sent out an alert. Yeah, friends, like I said, this is just a temporary tonight just because of scheduling this week with the long weekend. It's a little crazy. Hello, Janice. It's good to see you. So yeah, we are rocking all natural nails this evening. Shorties. What are we using? I gotta collect my thoughts. I'm like literally just like I was like, I gotta go to yoga. I gotta get my head on straight because this week is just nuts. Work is crazy. And you know, short weeks are great because it means you're off early, but it also means that you've got the same amount of work to do in a shorter amount of time. So it's driving me a little nuts. Hello, Victoria. It's good to see you. Smudge, thank you for hitting that share button. I so appreciate it. Jana, thank you for hitting that like button. Also, Jana, your nails, stunning. You guys, for those of you that don't know, Jana did a recreation of the teal beach nails that I did last week, 2 weeks ago. I can't remember. They were beautiful. You did such an amazing job. So thank you for sending me your photo. I'm sorry it took me a while to like figure out you sent me a DM. I'm terrible with Instagram DMs, but yeah, you did an amazing job. Those were freaking amazing. I was like, when I saw them, for real. Oh, thank you, Janice. I appreciate that, because I am like post yoga grossness right now, so that means a lot. Maybe I'm glowing from yoga. I don't know. Yay, Denise, that's awesome. All right, well, let's get into our manicure party, friends. So like I said, we're just going to keep it simple. No tips tonight, just straight, normal, shorty, natural nails with my favorite summer color, Flamingo by Revel Nail. I love this. So I'm going to show you guys a close-up of it here. So it is like a hot, hot, bright coral with little bitty flakes in it. Now, if you are a newbie to dipping your nails, do not be afraid of flakes. These are so easy to apply. They're so much easier than chunky glitter. This dip goes on very, very nicely. So I think you guys are going to like this one. For liquids, I realize I never grabbed these and I don't know why, because I did like them after trying them. So I'm going to go and use my Kiara Sky Dip Liquids tonight. These are very good. The only reason I don't regularly recommend these is because they're way pricier than other comparable options. That said, they are good dip liquids. I really like them. It's just they're a little pricey. But I have them, so I feel like I should use them. So we're going to use those tonight as well. And yeah, let's get rocking. Chelsea, I appreciate that. Honestly, like, I have such teeny little nail beds. I used to have, whenever I'd go in for a manicure, the nail ladies would always like, oh, you've got baby nails. Like, they'd always laugh at me, so I appreciate that. I have not tried Tickle Pink yet, Tracy, but if Sarah jumps in, I know she's going to tell me to, because she's been rocking that brand, so. Samara, I do lives on Wednesday. Tonight is just a switch around because this week is a little crazy. And I didn't want to miss a week with you guys. So we're going to do it tonight, and then next week we'll be back to our usual Wednesday. So I'm going to get into dipping. I'm starting by using my nail cleanser. If you guys want to know how to make this, it is alcohol and acetone. I do have a video on my dip application tutorial playlist for how I make this cleanser. It is great. So it's good for removing the moisture and oils from your nails before you dip, and that way your manicure will last longer, which is obviously a great thing. So hello, Autumn. It's good to see you. Ooh, Tracy, that's good to know. Chelsea. I mean, I feel like it's just trying. I don't know. To be honest, I'm like, I always had square nails, always, and then I switched to the round, and then I've been kind of missing my square nails a little bit. So tonight, because my natural nails were not quite long enough to do the round that I like, I was like, you know what, we're just going to give it a throwback to the square. And these are a really good shape if you have very short nails, so very cool. Tracy, good to know. I appreciate the recommendation. Hello, Autumn. We are doing a full Flamingo manicure tonight on my little shorty natural nails. No tips this evening. All right, so let's get this party started, friends. So like I said, we're going to be using Kiara Sky Dip Liquids. We're using Flamingo by Revel Nail. We're going to follow our usual dip process. We're just focusing on good, clean application tonight. No crazy designs or anything like that, but I promise next week we will do something fun. Tracy, shaping your nails is honestly like one of the hardest parts for real. It just takes practice. I find this shape to be the easiest. So one thing that I do, because obviously I shape my nails ahead of time, is just run the file straight across to get that nice free edge. And then I like push my skin up like this to give a resting point. So you can see I'm kind of putting some pressure. And then I would run the file from like where the skin is ending, like this. And I go one side, then the other, alternating constantly to make sure you don't take off too much from one side. Oh, Jana, I am so jealous. People like you, I like, I want to hate you, you know? You have no idea how good you have it. I'm just kidding. But seriously, though, I am uber jealous. I wish I had nice long nail beds, but the genetic fairy did not give me those, unfortunately. Hello, Kristen! Ooh, from your dada. That's awesome. Yeah, no, I got short nail beds for my dad, and I also got these eyebrows for my dad, so. Yes, absolutely, Ginger. Flamingo is the way to go. All right, friends, let's start walking through this manicure. So I'm going to go ahead and apply my base coat. So to apply the dip powder, we're going to use our usual TikTok application method. This is really good for shorter nails for sure. It's going to start with a full dip, and then we're going to do a half dip, then a 3/4 dip, then a full dip. The reason we do it in that order is to build an apex on the nail. It's going to add some strength. It's going to help our manicure last, which is what we want. So if anybody's wondering why we're dipping in that order, that's why. This is Revel Nail, Jessica. It's actually Flamingo, so I wonder if it is the same one. All right, friends, so we're going to start this brush in the middle of the nail, and we're going to push all the way back to that cuticle area as close to the skin as possible without touching, and then pull forward, and then we are going to swipe the sides, getting a nice, thin, even distribution of base liquid across the nail. And then we're going to go ahead and dip into the powder, tap off the excess. We're going to grab our toothpick and we're just going to trace that cuticle line so that we get nice clean lines. Now the one thing with the Kiara Sky liquids is they do dry thick. Sorry, they dry quick, not thick. They're very thin. So you got to work kind of fast if you're going to use that toothpick cuticle trick. All right, friends. Also, don't forget to stretch your thumbs throughout this manicure. Double tap that screen, hit the share button, share with friends. We love that. We appreciate that. So definitely exercise those buttons while we're going ahead. That helps me out a ton, and I so appreciate it. Rebecca, it is Tuesday. I had to switch my week around because of the long weekend, so we're doing a late night Tuesday manicure today, but we'll be back to Wednesday, 5:30 next week. All right, so going in with the next one, we are starting that brush in the middle of the nail, then we're going to push back towards that cuticle area, pull forward, swipe the sides. This base liquid is quite nice. Again, it's the price point that kills me, but it is good stuff. All right, and moving right along, starting our brush in the middle of the nail, pushing all the way back, pulling forward, swooping the sides. Tracy, I can usually get anywhere from 7 to 14 days with a manicure. Now, I do these lives weekly, so I tend to switch my manicures out every week just because of that reason. But 14 days is usually my max. For me, too, I don't like the grow past that point, so... Well, Frankie, we are doing it at a different time, so to be fair... Oh, Rebecca, well, I'm so glad that you were here anyways. Oh, thank you, Megan. I so appreciate that. It means a lot. Okay, Jessica, you definitely have to dive into it because Flamingo is an amazing, amazing color. All right, friends, so again, starting that brush in the middle of the nail, pushing all the way back to the skin without touching the skin, and then pulling forward and swooping the sides. So the reason that we do that pushback method is to just give a better distribution of the liquid. It's going to help you avoid getting any product on the skin. It's also going to avoid getting too much product up here, which can flood that cuticle area, cause a mess, and leave you with a really messy manicure. Woo! My toothpick is going rogue already, friends. Megan, you are too kind. All right, so again, starting that brush in the middle of the nail, pushing all the way back, pulling forward, swooping the sides. Ooh, sorry guys, I hit the camera. And then cleaning out that cuticle line with our toothpick, and we are all done dip number 1. Tori, thank you for hitting that share button. I so appreciate it. Thank you, Truck Lovin' Mama. I appreciate that. I love having you here. Ooh, moon themed nails. That sounds fun, Chelsea. Okay. I don't know. Okay. Let me think on that one. I'm definitely going to do something fun next week because obviously we're kind of like taking it easy with the one color this week, but Tiffle, I'm glad that we can live vicariously through one another. Tori and Jay, thank you for hitting that share button. I so appreciate it. All right, friends, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take my toothbrush and I'm going to brush all that excess powder off. This step is very, very important to avoid getting any sort of clumpiness. You also don't want to contaminate your brush, so you want to make sure that you get rid of all that powder. That's the reason I use a toothbrush, is because I find it does a great job of getting in the crevices and getting all the excess out of there. All right, then for dip number 2, like I said, we want to build an apex on the nail. This is going to add some strength. It's going to help our manicures last. So we are going to, I've got a rogue little piece there. So for this dip, we're going to start just below the halfway point. Then we're going to push back to halfway, pull forward, and then we're just going to paint the bottom half of the nail. Now on this dip, I do like to also cap the edges. This is to help avoid chips. Now, because my nails are very, very short, I'm going to pull the skin back as much as possible and then run the brush very lightly over those edges to avoid getting anything on the skin. And then we're going to dip, tap off the excess, and move along to the next finger here. And then repeating that same process, starting the brush just below the halfway point, pushing back to halfway, pulling forward, and painting the bottom half of the nail. Again, I'm just going to kind of pull that skin back just a little bit because my nails are very, very short without tips. And dipping. Okay, we are late tonight, yes. Ginger, thank you for hitting that share button. Tori, thank you again for hitting share. Oh, Rebecca, I hope it heals soon. That's like such a painful wait. Oh my goodness. All right, and we're just going to continue that same half process all the way until we're finished. Danielle, yes, that is amazing. I'm so happy to hear that. Tori, yes, I do use tips like regularly. I prefer dipping over my natural nails, but my natural nails have been quite short. But today I didn't feel like putting tips on, to be quite honest. I was feeling kind of lazy. So we're doing au naturel tonight. Yes, Megan, this is like honestly one of my favorite summer colors. Like I have to have a flamingo manicure at least once. It's so bright and like, oh, it makes my heart so happy. Amanda, Macart is one of my favorite sets. Yeah, so as far as like, if someone says to me, I want an affordable dip starter kit, what do I do? Macart is #1 answer for me. I don't necessarily know that they're the best liquids. However, they work great, especially for the price point. And I actually use them pretty regularly, to be quite honest with you. So the quality is very surprising for the price point. Christy, yes, I know these flakes are amazing. Also, if you guys want more flakes in your dip, one thing you can do is actually tap the powder and you'll notice the flakes will come more to the top. Amber, so the reason I'm doing half the nail is we're just building up the apex right now. So we do a half dip, then we do a 3/4 dip, and then that starts to build the apex, which adds strength to the nail, and it's going to help your manicure last a little bit longer. Evelyn, Azure, okay, so I do have an entire series reviewing dip liquids. My thoughts on Azure are the base liquid, I believe I didn't necessarily have an issue with. The application on it was pretty okay, but the smell of the activator is atrocious. It is so bad, and so for that reason, I don't like to recommend that particular brand. All right, friends, so for our third dip, this time we're gonna go 3/4 of the way up the nail. So we're gonna take our base liquid, we're gonna start in the middle of the nail, we'll push up to that 3/4 mark, pull forward, and then paint the bottom 3/4 of the nail. And then I also like to cap the edges on this dip as well. And the reason that we do that is just to avoid any issues with chipping later down the road. Adding a longer lifespan to our manicure, which of course we so appreciate. Ginger, yeah, I'm actually going to do a 5th layer with this particular set, and the 5th layer will be the clear just to encapsulate and make sure that we don't wreck any of the flakes. It went up in smoke? Are you joking? Amber, that sounds terrible. I don't know why that would happen. So Janice, I like for the complete transparency, I don't get any sort of flu symptoms when using anything. So, but that said, I've definitely found some brands to be less aggravating than others. So Virgo and Gem and West Coast dips I find are quite good for that reason as well. I don't find that they have a very strong odor when compared to other brands, but they aren't advertised as low odor or anything like that. Yeah, Amber, that's crazy. That is not good. I haven't tried Tickled Pink as of yet, Amanda, but I'm getting more and more people recommending them, so I know that I need to for sure. Janice, yeah, I did actually try Tundra Dip liquids, and I do have a review video of them posted. I did actually quite like their liquids. They were very good. Oh, almost forgot to cap my edges. We are trucking along this manicure, my friends. So we're just about done our 3rd layer. And then once I do this final 3rd, we're gonna go in for a 4th full dip. Oh no, Chrissy, that sounds terrible. Kristen, yeah, we're I had to rearrange my schedule this week. That's why I'm on Tuesday later. Kristen, I'm also sad I had to remove the lemons. They were well appreciated for the week though, let me tell you. Every time I looked at them, they just like made me happy. There was something so jazzy about having yellow lemons on your fingers. Erica, this is Revel by oh my gosh, I'm losing my train of thought. I'm sorry, friends. It is Flamingo by Revel Nail. All right, so we're gonna brush off that excess powder. Again, I like to use a toothbrush just to get rid of all that extra powder on here. Marissa, it's just for this week because I had to rearrange my schedule because we've got a long weekend here in Canada this weekend. So next week we will be back to our normal Wednesday 5:30 p.m. EST manicures. Yeah, Erica, Flamingo is like one of those colors. Like you definitely know when you see it. All right, my friends, we are going in with our 4th dip, which is not our final dip tonight because we're going to encapsulate and clear. Normally with any other color, like a solid color, I would make this my last one, but because we want to protect those flakes, I'm going to do a final layer with clear powder. All right, so to do this full dip, we're going to start the brush again in the middle of the nail, pushing all the way back as close to the skin as possible, but without actually touching, and then we're going to pull forward and swoop the sides. And then I'm going to grab my toothpick. We're just going to run it along that cuticle line area to make sure that everything is clean. And then we're going to continue this on each finger. Also, friends, for those of you who have not already, I do email out live alerts. So every time I go live, I send out a reminder. I also send out the replays. Or if it's a week like this week where we've got to change up our normal schedule, I do send out emails about that as well. So if you want to get on that email list, go over to my TikTok profile, hit the link and scroll down. You'll see where you can put your email in, put it in there, and then that way you'll get alerted every time there's a change to the schedule, like I said, or just a quick reminder that we're going live at our usual time. Erica, thank you for hitting that share button. I so appreciate it. And I saw somebody else had just hit the like button. Now the thing has gone away. Darn it. Thank you, Kristen. This is honestly one of my favorite colors. I so appreciate it. Danielle, thank you for hitting the like button. Yes, Jana, that is what I like to hear. I'm glad to hear the emails are helping. Tonight I am using the Kira Sky Dip Liquid set. These are fantastic. Again, my only issue with the Kira Sky liquids is just that they're on the pricier side, but they are very good. We are rocking through this set, friends. That's the thing about one color manis is they do go on really quick and nice, you know? And our last final finger. Amber, so the key with not getting the base brush hard is making sure that you're wiping off between each layer. So you want to make sure that you don't have any excess powder on the nail. I use a toothbrush for this reason, because I find a toothbrush does a really good job with its stiffer bristles of getting all that extra powder out of the way. We are done with Flamingo, my friends. So we are going to pack this up so that I don't spill it, because you can see I've already created a mess. Yasmin, no, not permanently, just this week, because this week's kind of crazy. But next week we'll be back to our usual Wednesday, 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Frankie, to be honest, I feel like this is like medium bristled. Like not super hard, but like somewhere in the middle. Okay, so we are all done our dips. Now, because, like I said, there is some absolutely stunning flakes in here, we are going to encapsulate it in clear. That way when we buff, we don't wreck any of the glittery pieces that we've got going on. So I'm going to brush out all that extra powder, like I said. Thank you, Dip and Plan. This is one of my favorite summer colors. Until I got a weird little rogue piece hanging out there. Get out of there. Getting my nippers. There we go. Okay, so we are going to encapsulate and clear, like I said. Now I'm going to do pour over for this because my fingers are covered in Flamingo and I don't want to get it in my clear jar. So, actually, sorry, I'm going to do it this way. So we're just going to go ahead, we're going to apply a liquid of base all over the nail. I'm going to do pour over of the clear to avoid contaminating my clear with my flamingo-y fingers. And then once that's done, we're ready to buff this out. And these liquids, because they go on so nice, very little buffing, which is so appreciated. So we're going to do a full dip. That means we're starting in the middle of the nail. Ooh, we lost my face. Hang on, friends, I'm coming back. Oh, there we go. Okay, I'm back. Okay. Whew. Okay, let's start again. So we're going to start that brush in the middle of the nail. We're going to push all the way back, pull forward, and then we're going to swoop the sides. And like I said, I'm going to pour over to avoid contaminating my clear. So I'm just going to lightly tap a little bit of clear base all over the finger. Now this pour over method is also super handy if you find you are prone to getting lumps and bumps. It's a good way to avoid getting any craziness in your dip, if you will. Yes, Kristen, it's we don't want to ruin an entire thing of clear powder, you know, so. All right, so again, starting that brush in the middle of the nail, pushing all the way back, pulling forward, swooping the sides. And then pouring all over the nail. Cleaning up the cuticle. Ooh, we're like almost twinning with our Flamingo nails dip and plan. That's awesome. Ooh, Danielle, how was the Barbie movie? I am curious because I would really like to see it. Oh, Jana, yeah, that might have done it. Marielle, thank you for hitting that like button. I so appreciate it. What brands would I recommend? So definitely these Kiara Sky liquids are fantastic, but they are on the pricier point. If you want something a little more affordable, a good Amazon option for a dip starter kit is the Macart. That's one of my favorites. Okay, Kristen, this is good. We're getting good Barbie reviews. I heard there's a lot of adult humor. So I guess my question is, how much would my husband like sitting through it? Because he wants to go see whatever that other movie is that doesn't sound like it's a good time for me. So I was going to compromise and be like, well, we should go see Barbie together as well. So I'm curious if the humor in it is like funny for everybody, you know? Oh, perfect. Okay, we're getting good reviews on this. This is great. Jules, yes, this is one of my favorites. It's Flamingo by Revel Nail. Okay, Danielle, that's good to know. I don't have any kids, so I won't be taking any small ones to see it, that's for sure. Isabel, hello! You don't have to worry about being late. Tonight's kind of an off one. We're doing it, I've gone rogue on my schedule this week, so no worries. Oh my gosh, Mary, I have not seen you in forever. How are you? If you do gel over dip, would you still do activator after buffing? No. So if you're going to dip with your base liquid, you would activate, buff everything out, and then if you want to do a gel top coat, skip your second activator. And then go in with your gel. All right, last finger, friends. That the ends there didn't get in. Yeah. All right. We've done it. We've encapsulated. Well, Mary, I'm so glad that we went off schedule this week on a Tuesday so that we could connect again. This is great. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and brush off that extra powder, and then I'm going to activate. We're going to buff this out, but honestly, like, look at this. There's not a lot of buffing to be had with these liquids. These are great. Okay, so we're gonna grab our oh, that's not our activator, that's our base coat. We're gonna grab our actual activator and we are going to apply that to all the nails. I'm excited to see what this Mojo Dojo Casa House is about. I wanna be on the in. Aaliyah, thank you for liking, hitting the like button. I appreciate it. Also, for whoever was asking about which liquids are not necessarily low odor but good, these Kira Sky ones I should have mentioned don't have a particularly strong odor, so they are also a very good option if you're looking for something that might not be as aggravating. Amber, yeah, activator. Wait, were you asking about the gel? No, you weren't. Yes, yeah, we're gonna activate, then we're gonna buff. Sorry, I'm getting like different questions mixed up. Jules, yeah, I would absolutely recommend these liquids. They are fantastic. They don't have a particularly strong odor. It's just the price. These are a little bit pricier, but they are good quality products. So, you know, you gotta weigh it out. All right, we're gonna let those activate and cure. I think I'm gonna put on one more insurance layer just because, and then I'm gonna wait for these to dry. I will say though, the Kira Sky activator seems to take a little bit longer, but that could also just be these particular powders it's matched with. But that's okay. Isabel, no, I'm being lazy tonight. I didn't feel like putting on tips, so I was like, you know what, let's just rock our natural shorties tonight. So because my nails are this long, I wasn't able to do a very nice rounded tip. I found they look a little bit nicer squared when they're this short, so we'll definitely get back to doing the round. I do like the round when they're longer because I find that I don't catch them on as many things, which for me, being as clumsy as I am, is super key. Dana, yeah, you can absolutely use whatever dip liquid set you have with any brand's powder. That's not a problem. Ah, Tiff, that's awesome. They are great. Like I said, I do really like these liquids. Kayla, I have only tried the low odor Sparkle & Co liquids. I haven't tried their traditional dip liquids, so I can't say from personal experience whether they're good or not. As far as the low odor ones go, they're good. They're easy to apply. It's just any low odor liquid is going to be quite a bit thinner, so I don't find they add as much strength to the nail as a traditional dip liquid, but I mean, if you find the odor to be aggravating, then it's probably a good option for you. All right, friends, I think we're just about cured here, so I'm gonna get into the buffing. Oh, Mary, yeah, they actually, I had that on my list of things from Prime Day because they had a great deal in the Kira Sky for Prime Days, which was fantastic. All right, friends, I'm gonna grab my curved file, and all I'm going to do is start by going around the cuticle area to just blend everything into the natural nail. And then once I've done that, I'm just gonna go down the sides like so in one direction. And then I'm gonna go down the other side. And this is how we shape our dip. And then I do all of my shaping pre-dip, so all I'm doing now is just sharpening up the shape. So, just gonna go along the sides. This is so hard to do with my camera in front of my face. Like so, and then we're gonna repeat that on each finger until we're done. Now the nice thing with these Kira Sky liquids is because they apply so freaking nice, there's really not a lot of buffing to do. We're just gonna do some light shaping. And then we'll get into our top coat. Thank you, Kristen. Janice, if you're going to use a gel top, you don't necessarily have to use gel base. You do need to make sure that you skip your second coat of activator because that's going to help avoid peeling. But it can be a good idea to use a gel base just as an extra insurance later to help avoid issues with chipping. Okay. This nail is so freaking short, oh my goodness. Okay, we're just trying our best with that particular nail. Carly, so this is the McCart files. The curve files. Highly recommend getting a curve file. They are so much easier for this part when you go around the cuticles. Makes it a lot easier to get in there without roughing your skin up, and that is why I absolutely love them. Also, these are all linked on my Amazon storefront if you guys want to check that out. You just go over to my TikTok profile, click the link, and I got a bunch of goodies shared there for you that I love. Oh, guys, too, you can see that I've got like a little bump at the end there, so I'm just running my file straight down just to flatten that out a little bit. Okay. You are welcome, Carly. Oh, Jana, that's so disappointing. You just have to stare at them all until a new light comes. Oh, that's painful. Okay, we're getting there. Camera really got bumped there. Amber, so I do these lives every week, so I switch my manicure out weekly, so that's how long it lasts me. However, if I wasn't doing these lives, I was getting anywhere from 7 to 14 days pretty comfortably with these manicures. Mary, this is Flamingo by Revel Nail. right, friends, I'm going to do my up close here really quick. I apologize for pulling my fingers away from the camera, but I can't see, okay? Cut me some slack. All right. I like to do an up close inspection to make sure everything looks good. I get very, very close to my nails when I do this section. Okay. We are looking good, my friends. This is definitely the shortest I've had my nails in a very long time, but I don't hate it. You know, sometimes it's just nice to rock some shorties. Okay. Our up close inspection is just about good, just about good. All right. Well, I am pleased with that. Considering how short these little guys are. All right, so to finish everything off, I'm just gonna grab my little orange buffer block. Thank you, Jana, yes. Amber, yeah, I am doing buffing. Sorry, I was just doing my up close just to make sure that I can inspect everything. And now I'm just using my little orange buffer block to do my final buff. Make sure everything is nice and smooth. And then we are going to activate and we are going to top coat. Amber, you can do it. I believe in you. It does take time, though, to get used to everything and kind of figure out what works. And to be honest, sometimes what works for other people does not always work for you. So I found for me, I had to try some different stuff to figure out kind of a good method that works for me. So as much as I share tutorials and stuff, and I know hopefully that they are helpful, sometimes you do gotta experiment a little bit and figure out what method's gonna work best for your particular nails. Everybody's nails are different. People's nails are different shapes. People's nail beds are flatter than others. Some people have oily nails. So it just takes a bit of patience and just enjoying the process as you learn. Also, I appreciate everybody hyping up Amber in the comments. You guys rock. Amber, you're going to do great, and you have so many new friends behind you now. So, all right. I think that is all, friends. I'm ready to call this a day. All right, so to get out all of the extra gunk, I'm just going to use my little water bowl that I've put on my desk to make this easier. And I'm just going to scrub out all the dust like so. And then I'm going to dry my hands very good. Now, of course, you guys doing this at your homes and not your office can just use a sink like a normal human being. And there we go. So we are all ready to activate and top coat. I'm excited. Absolutely, Christy. It's so true. Like, you gotta just embrace the process, I find. You know what I mean? And sometimes your manicures are gonna turn out beautifully, better than you expected, and other times, even if you've done it for years, it's not gonna go the way you planned. So it's definitely a process, and it's really just about enjoying having some time for yourself, enjoying being a little bit of creativity, you know? It's all about the process. Christy, you are absolutely dead on about that. Stacy, thank you for hitting that share button. I so appreciate that as well. All right, let's get into finishing this up. We're gonna activate, we're gonna top coat. Janice, yes, I do 100% agree. And to be honest, like, that's why I love doing these lives so much, and I love coming on and getting to share that love and enjoyment with other people who enjoy doing it as well. So it's been great finding a little community of people who are on the same wavelength for sure. True, make sure you're capping those edges. That is the biggest thing to avoid chips. So I cap my edges twice during dipping, and then I also do it on the final top coat layer, which we're gonna do here in a second. All right, so I'm going to walk everybody through the top coat now. So the first thing we want to do is apply our second coat of activator. And this is important to make sure that that top coat cures properly. Kelsey, to remove the dip, it takes me about, I do one hand at a time, and it takes about 10 minutes. I do have a tutorial for removal pinned on my TikTok profile that may help you walk through that process. All right, so now that we've applied our activator, we're gonna take a lint-free wipe or a paper towel, whatever you got on hand. We're gonna wipe that excess activator off. This is an important step to avoid contaminating your top coat. All right, now the top coat. So this is all about timing, friends. So this is the technique that I use to make sure that I get a nice finish and also to avoid contaminating my top coat brush. So you don't want to wait too long because you need that activator in order for your top coat to cure, but you don't want to do it too quick or you'll contaminate your top coat brush. So wait about a minute. This can vary brand to brand, just so everybody knows. So check the instructions on the brand of liquids that you're using, but usually about a minute is safe with most brands. And then what we're gonna do is apply a very quick 3-stroke layer. It's not going to be neat. It's just going to limit the contact time that the brush has with the nail, and this is going to prevent your brush from hardening. So all we wanna do is grab our top coat, and we're gonna do 3 very quick strokes on each finger. And then once we're done that, we're going to do a normal top coat layer. So applying with our good technique, we're going to start the brush in the middle of the nail, pushing back, pulling forward, and swooping the sides, making sure that we get all over. Now, this is so important to avoid chips. Make sure you cap the edges on this layer. So we're going to grab our brush, we're going to very lightly run it along the free edge. And by capping the edges like this, you are going to help your manicure avoid chipping, and it's going to help it last longer. So make sure you are not skipping that step. We're almost done. That's it, friends. That's it. We are done. Anna, oh my gosh, how are you? It has been so long. What are you doing? How's life in the Sioux right now? Stacy, thank you for hitting that share button again. I appreciate it. So basic witch, try that top coat application that I just did. If you want a reminder, I do have a step-by-step top coat tutorial on my dip application playlist here on TikTok. So give that a try. It has not failed me. I always get a good finish whenever I do that. So I highly recommend that technique. All right, friends, this is it. We are all done. Our flamingo Au Naturel Shorty's manicure of the evening. Oh, that's awesome, Anna. Hey, no worries. It is so nice to disconnect, and I'm so glad to hear that. So, in case I don't see you before the summer's over, I'll definitely catch up with you in the fall. But enjoy your time without the Wi-Fi, because the summer at camp is like, at the camp, sorry, is great. I don't know where the line is in Ontario, but like where I am is like central, like north. I wouldn't even say we're not northern Ontario, but like we always say cottage, and then there's a line, and I feel like it starts at maybe Sudbury or the Sioux, where everyone calls it the camp. So I always get confused. Oh no, Janet. Yeah. So, I mean, some liquids are definitely prone to it. So, if that's the case, definitely save yourself some grief and get some solid liquids, because that sounds like a bad time. Also, Kristen, thank you for sending the heart. And Ginger, thank you for the bubble tea. I love bubble tea. So, thank you very, very much. I just noticed those on the screen now. All right, my friends. Well, it is quite late. Kate, thank you for hitting the share button. I appreciate you. Ooh, well, that's exciting, Anna. I hope you have a good manicure this evening. You got to get them all ready for your trip, of course. That's awesome. Oh my goodness. All right, my friends. Well, unfortunately, I need to call it a night because it is my bedtime, because I cannot stay up very late anymore. But I just want to say thank you to you guys for being so understanding, for joining me on our off night. I so appreciate you guys coming and hanging out, more than you know. So thank you so much. If you guys want to know, in case I ever have to switch the live schedule, definitely sign up for the email alerts. You can do that by going over to my TikTok profile, clicking the link, scroll down a bit, you'll see where you can put your email in. I always send reminders when I'm about to go live. I always send out emails if I gotta switch the schedule for some reason. And I also send out the replays of these lives on the other video streaming app, so you can see it there in case you miss it entirely. But yeah, I think that's about it. All right, Anna, have a good night. Enjoy your manicure and enjoy your trip. I can't wait to see you again soon, hopefully. Jana, good night. Thank you, friends. Kay, good night. All right, everyone, again, thank you so much for joining. As far as I know, we will be back to our normal Wednesdays at 5:30 p.m. EST for the lives. But like I said, if something happens, I will send out an email. But other than that, I hope everyone has a great rest of your evening. Thank you for joining me on a last-minute whim. Have a great rest of your week. If you are like me in Canada and you've got a long weekend coming up, I hope you have a fabulous long weekend, and I will see everybody next week. I can't wait. Good night, Mary. It was so good to see you again. It's been so long. Ah, Karina. Well, I'm glad you snuck in at the last minute. I'll definitely be sending out the replay tomorrow morning. So, all right, my friends, have a great evening. I will see everybody next Wednesday, normal time. Have a great rest of your evening, and I will talk to you soon.